Hey guys, it's Fallendice, and welcome to episode 28, or part 2. Fallendice plays better than BuildCraft and our epic mob trap episodes. So, as like I said at the end of our last episode here, I got to start editing the footage, and it was just a bit too long. So, decided to make it two parts. So this is the second part, and yeah, without much further ado, let's just head right back in and continue on with our construction. Alright, so we have our platform is now up and created. Now, I went back to my creative world to kind of see what my layout was, how we're setting this up. And while I was there, I was trying to figure out how we were going to run our power to turn our lights on and off. And I came up with a really good idea as far as for moving it down the path since the things were closer together. So you're just kind of using like a redstone repeater on the, or I mean a redstone torch on the back side of a block here, into a couple more redstone into a block, and then instead of having the redstone standing up like this, that block will have it out like this, which is enough to be able to power the lamp that'll be here, and then the same over there. Now, as I did that and realizing that the power going into it affected it, I had a thought too, and I'm sure other people have already figured this out, but this was definitely new to me. So normally we'll take our redstone torch, and our vertical wiring is exactly what we say, vertical. Keep going straight up. But I realized it does not have to be vertical. You can take it up at an angle. And the cool part about this is you can actually branch it off now. Put it on three sides and actually send it off in different directions. So this definitely has promise for when we run our power to turn our lights off. So, whoa, crap. Yeah. So anyway, let me head back up there. But yeah, so like I said, that holds some really good promise for how to run the wiring. Now, if I end up where it's in a spot that I don't want to, but that's where it came up, I don't have to try and just run some redstone off to the side and then back up again. I can actually just keep the vertical wiring going up at an angle, make turns, everything I need to do to make it fit. So I'm kind of excited about that. So, um, next thing is we'll get our base done here. And where the drop off is we're going to be too high. So I decided we're going to run our water this way, and our pads will be formed this way. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this all in. Like I said, this will be up too high. When we get to the edge, it'll be up to one high, and then we'll fill in the sides. And if you're curious exactly the spacing on this, if you just look at the previous episode of this, if you haven't seen this already, it's where I came up with the design, and it goes into more detail. So since we already went through that, I don't really feel the need to do all this on camera. So I'm going to do a lot of this work here off camera to try to keep the episode shorter, and then I'll come back in when I've got this base done. Alright, so we have a quick update here. Got the first part of our base completed. All of our drop zones are now identical. Not that they couldn't be a little bit off, but I prefer them all to be this way. Just ease of design or ease of building. The ivy break will go up about like that high on each one of these, and then they'll drop to the different parts down here, but it'll be only like a 2-block drop, I think. 1 block up top, 2 blocks down here, so whichever side they fall, they're not going to take any fall damage. And then of course they come over to the edge. First zone area is only 1 block drop, again only 2 blocks here, so no damage should be taken before they hit our big drop. And then of course this will either be a 23 or a 24 block drop, depending on the height we choose, which is good. So far everything's good. Also, this used to be there, but using the diagonal wiring I was talking about. Don't like holes. And of course I messed up the redstone as well. Why are you not? What on earth? It's not letting me place the block. That's weird. Oh, there's a ladder there. Durr. Ah, goodness. Okay, sorry. My little derp moment there. Alright, so come back over here. That goes there. And I'm dropping blocks everywhere. And I still need to put in some redstone on the back side of this block. And there we go. And then we got our redstone making it up to a usable level. So from here, we can take it to the side or however we want to. The key thing is up above here, when we get to the base of the first of our spawn pads, that's where the lighting will begin. So we'll be able to take this redstone power and go up to the inside, as well as with redstone bring it over to here, and then go up to the outside. So we'll also probably we only have to really do one side. When it comes back this way, we can send over there. But we'll route the power, get it to both sides. But it'll be one single power source coming up here, splitting off to all the different directions. And with that, we'll be able to turn the spawner on and off, which will be really, really cool, especially for the size that this is. I'm kind of excited with how this is going to be easily turned off. It's pretty cool. So our next part is to design our first drop zone. So now we got to come over here, wall this off. I'll decide what material I want to use, because even though I have a lot of sandstone, it's not an inexhaustible supply. So since I really want the outside to have this, and I might even, I don't know, I have to just figure out how far out the roof has to be for me to be able to use glass blocks to go all the way to the bottom. I may just decide to just avoid glass just so that I can avoid having like a giant roof that connects all four spawners. Not really looking, that would not fit into my vision for how this is supposed to look. So I think we'll just keep it dark. We'll go sandstone all the way up the outsides. So we don't want to use too much more. So I think on the other ones over as well, I may not use a sandstone on the inside. I may just use like maybe cobble or something, because I'm not going to come inside here a lot, especially at this level, because this is going to be almost sealed up. We'll never see this area again. So I might even go back and take this sandstone out and just replace it with cobble, and just leave the outsides and the inner trough with the sandstone. But we'll see. Again, as I make this design, I ought to think that if I'm going to use the builder, whatever I do here the first time is going to get recreated, so it's going to use the same number of blocks. So, but anyway, let me get back to work here. I think I will go ahead and clear these blocks out maybe, and then we'll start building our drop areas, throw in our ivy, and once we have all those built and put the cap on, we will be at spawn height, and then we'll be able to start building our spawning pads, which will be cool. So, alright, I will be right back. Alright, so we've made some good progress here. I don't know if this is going to stay or not. One thing, we've pretty much converted everything from here on into stone bricks, because it adds to the feel of a mob farm. We also built all of our drop zones. Each spot is three high, so once the block bumps up, it's still a three above is where the pressure plate is, so it's a 3-block drop. Prevent them from being able to jump up and climb the vines, which I'm not sure if they can do or not, but I really didn't want to chance it. Yeah, good jump. All right. I also, on the wrong side, and we fall, which is why this is here. Also worked out our lighting issue. And I don't know for sure yet if I'm going to want to have this inverted or not. We want to make sure that the insides and the outsides light at the same time. But this is how we've got the outside going. I ended up making a ledge going around the outside. It's going to be too high. And then above that we'll just stick in another one high, so it'll be kind of like a lower lip on there, and then it'll go up from there. And then in addition to that, we'll still be doing our texture on the outside to hide our vertical wiring, both from being able to see it from the outside and also to keep it from being able to be seen from the inside and affecting our spawn rates. So at this point, we're ready to actually start building spawn pads. Again, like I said, this is it. This is base level. So our first spawn pads will go in here. The way it works is that's going to be our light block. So our first light block will go right there, and then 4 up will be the next one. And we'll put sandstone in between, or actually probably maybe we'll go back down and put more stone bricks instead. I think I kind of like that idea. That way the inside is all a consistent color, a consistent block. Not that we're really going to see it from the outside, but at least, like I said, it's all consistent. They drop down into stone brick. And the outside, you're still going to see only the sandstone. And we'll have to build that up. But I wanted to show how this was done here. And I didn't have to do a lot of long wiring, because most of these it hits over here, and that's where we start our vertical wiring going up the side of the building to light the outside redstone lamps. The only place we had to go long was on the sides where we didn't have anything. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cover this all up now. Build my vertical towers coming down to here. Once all that's done, we'll go ahead and we'll put in our first level of spawners. So of course it'll be a bunch of stone pressure plates lining the outside of this. Repeaters going out into our blocks. Piston facing back in with a block on it. Anything spawns on the pressure plate, poof, gets dropped right down into here. Alright, so once I get that first level done, we'll come back in, kind of show how everything's looking. And then my final look in will be once we've got like a few levels going, and we'll turn this bad boy on and see how it looks. And I still do have to do this part yet. What I'll probably end up doing is, like I said, the vertical wiring is still going to come up to come up here. I'm gonna have to do a little thinking on that one, because the way this works, like I said, our pressure plate's gonna go here, and then our repeater goes there, and then we got the block with the piston on the top. So I'm not gonna have any space over here. So what I may end up having to do is on this one spot where I've got my ladder coming up, I may lose one spawn block. I may decide not to put a spawner here or here. The space will still be open for things to drop down in from above, but that way we can bring in our wiring up to here and then over, because now that I'm done in here, I can go ahead and cover this up, because this part here is going to be covered now. And then I can bring my wiring up here and then over to this point, and this was where our vertical wiring is going to come up here and travel that way and that way for our inside ones. So I'll get all that taken care of, and then I'll come back in and show you where we are. So I'll see you guys in a few. Alright, lighting is done. So if you look down here, I mean, this is about the other place you're going to see the wiring. But if we come over here, all of these places are now covered. And I put torches in a nice little area. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to go over there. So I'm going to stop recording, run over there, show you how this is looking so far from a distance, because I think it's kind of cool. So hold on, be right there. And there we are. That's what we're shaping up to look like so far. all in all, I think pretty cool. And gonna be rather monstrous going way up there. At this point, I almost wish maybe I'd started a little higher, maybe a little bit more of the drop, but I think regardless of that, it's still gonna look pretty insane from the outside. It just won't be as far up off the ground dropping down, which is fine. I do like the fact that because of how we've done the wiring using the back of um, the drop chute, we don't have, you know, extra ugly things coming up there. That's the way it's looking from over there. Again, this whole area here will be covered with sand about to this level, so it'll look like it's the desert, and out of the desert will be coming 4 of these things in each one of those positions, which is going to be pretty cool. And we have a lot of slimes. Look at that, just in the time I was out here. Big slime, so yeah. I'm definitely going to have to slab it up and then consider doing something over there. If anything that I do having to do with slimes, though, it's going to have to be a kill right away. I can't go with something that stores them for killing later. But then again, with better than BuildCraft, I can kill it, have it all their drops picked up and put into chests. So that's not a problem here anymore. So that shouldn't be a problem. We'll figure something out. I still want to put in our little section over, yeah, over there, in that original small quarry. We'll still put like some type of slime farm over there. But anyway, back to this. So yeah, that's how it looks from the outside. So let's head back up towards the top there and I'll show you the lighting situation. Alright, here we are back up top. And as you can see right now, all of our redstone lamps are in the off position. So we'll head down here, and if I, let's see, if I kill you, if I go down one more and take one down here, I think I can, yeah, there you go. If I kill that one for now, and we'll go back and fix it in a little bit, but that should turn them all on. And yes, as you can see, all of our redstone lamps are now on. And where we have our redstones on this back here, and this is how I did this. I'll show you that over here. Got the signal coming off of this one here. It goes into these blocks with redstone torches on the back side. Then into this repeater, into another block with a redstone. So again, we're double reversing it just so we get the same signal going into all of these. And I did that on both sides. And the other outside was just using the signal going around. So all of our redstone torches are now linked, and all we need to do now is just go up vertically and continue our pattern, and we don't have to do anything else. The hard part of this is done. We have the input signal coming from all the way at the base of the tower, and then for that we just need to route that to wherever we're going to have our control room. And same with the selection for the kill or item pistons. That same thing. It's vertical wiring is going basically all the way to the ground now. So this part is completed. I don't have any more redstone wiring to do other than vertical. And that kind of is cool. I'm excited about that. So with that, I think it's time to set up our first spawning pad. So let me do that real fast, and then I'll come back and show that to you. And then after that, like I said, my next cut in should be with one of these completed. So, and then it's just going to be a matter of gathering resources for our builder to create 3 more of these, and then we'll have our full system. So cool. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. All right, we got our first section of our spawning pad, first half of one half of a pad, just to show how it works. So we'll sneak over to the edge because the first time I attempted to do this, I fell right down. So we'll go on the deeper end here. We'll jump across to land on here. And there we go. Safely drop down. Water up there pushes us into here. Water over there pushes us down to here. Poof. We land down there, move over to collection. Alright, so it's looking good. Ah! Well, I guess I I am fully demonstrating that this will work. Um, Not sure why I didn't take any damage though. Actually, that's not good. That's not good at all. I'm gonna have to take a peek up there. Maybe did I create a source block when I was reversing between the two levels? I wonder, it's a possibility. Because yeah, I definitely did not take any damage, which is not a good thing. So, let me go look at that, because that's got me a little worried. That's a key part of this whole setup here. So, alright, I'll be back. So I'm thinking about it and realize that I am wearing full diamond armor. And that definitely could have had something to do with my survival. Whoa! And no. I still did not take any damage. Uh-oh. It's only one block high. Why is that? Hmm. Man, this messes everything up. Well, that seemed like it took hours, probably because it did take hours. But I have worked out the issue. Um, and I'm talking like I adjusted the height. I went higher, I went lower. I even rebuilt down there, changed the height of that. I mean, I was trying everything, and half the time it wasn't taking damage. I was trying to do like a partial water break. I think I was literally almost ready to just can the experience part of this and just find a way to make them just automatically die for sure and still move the items. And then I noticed, I even went down to like two, just thought maybe they were, falling at a deeper part of the water. But some of them were dying, and some of them were surviving, and some of them weren't taking any damage. And I was having trouble coming to understanding why it was happening. And then I realized that they were jumping. Even though like I slid off the water and was fine, but luckily, like I said, I dropped it down a level, so I was able to put these vines in at the what used to be where they would need to drop from, and it works perfect now. Apparently, it just wasn't a smooth enough drop. I honestly can't explain to you why putting vines in makes them die no matter what part of the block they land on or take damage. Because the same things I was doing before, same water placement, everything is identical. Um, Even the drop height's identical. But without the vines, half the time when the mobs would drop, they would take zero damage. And then other times they would just flat out die. I mean, it was completely random. And then I go ahead and put these vines in, and now it works perfect. So if you're trying to build, maybe not necessarily this exact, but something along these lines, and you want to have the part where they land on have water pushing them down to a central collection point, vines. Um, it definitely makes the fall, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent. And that apparently is what I needed. So now that I have that done, I know that this works now. I know it works the way I need it to. So I'm going to go back to where we were hours ago. For you, just moments ago, but for me, hours ago. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my spawn pads and everything, and then we'll fire this bad boy up. But man, oh man, oh man. That really, really was an exhausting couple hours for me. But yeah, it works good now. So, alright, I'll see you guys in a few. Alright, well, here we are. The spawn rate's still not exactly what I'd like, but we definitely have mobs falling. If you look down here, you can see where I have half slabs. Those basically take up the spawn chunks. You can kind of look and see that they've got the spawn chunks layered over. So we should have that taken care of. I'm of the belief that once we get the other four over here, the spawn rate will definitely be better and workable. I think this really looks pretty cool. Um, why am I crawling over the bridge when I'm heading this way? All right. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Once we get the floor of this as well, and we have these sticking up, that'll be kind of cool. We'll add again some ivy coming down. Uh, it I, it definitely looks nice. I like how it looks. And it works, as far as I said, it works with the experience and with the kill. So both those are functioning the way we want to. Some lessons learned. Sandstone does not quite completely eliminate light. At the top, I was getting light in all these, and I had to go back on my very top on the roof and change it to um, the smooth stone brick, the stone brick, because the light was making through the sandstone. I don't know if I had multiple layers of sandstone if that might have worked, but I just went with the the stone brick. Also, don't leave ladders where you want mobs to come down into an area because they will use that to keep bouncing on the hit. Oh, what do you call that? The thing that they took away from ladders for a while and brought back. I'll put it in an annotation with a funny comment. But yeah, that they will stand on that and won't fall down, which kind of sucks. Um, yeah, and definitely it's a lot of work to get rid of areas where we have mobs spawning to take away from your spawn rate, but it's worth it. So I'm going to end this episode here. My next episode, we're gonna get the builders and all the make blueprints of this, so we can recreate them over here. Because it's gonna be a whole lot easier to do that than to try and rebuild it. Because it definitely took a lot of work, a lot of time. So we'll build this, and we might even make the bottom half one schematic and the top another schematic. I can do the glass, but it's fine. But we'll set them up so they will build each one of those. Now we'll get the filler while we're doing that to fill in this top layer. I could have done it earlier, but I wanted to be able to show off how this looks, from top to bottom before I cap this. Um, and then, of course, I still need to create my room down here for collecting area, run my power from all of these so I can control it from there, and put in chests and things like that. But yeah, I'm happy with how this turned out. I definitely could be happier with the spawn rate, but we got what we got. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. If there's anything about this that I'm missing, let me know. If you can think of ways of to increase my spawn rate other than, I guess, building higher. But, the same things for building higher is building the 4 extra spawners and using more chunks, so I think that'll help with that. Um, Give me a like if you enjoyed this, and subscribe for notification for all my future Better Than BuildCraft and SMP fun adventures. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.